If you're not a fan of the gingerbread man in a hoop ornament, you can do it just on felt. This is from my larger holiday designs pack. You simply stick the design to the felt. It sticks really nicely. And then I did a back stitch the whole way around the outline. And now I'm whipping the back stitch by sliding my needle under each of the stitches, going the same direction each time, inside to outside. And if you feel like your needle gets stuck in the paper, you can turn your needle around and push the eye of the needle through instead, and that works really nicely. I went the whole way around, and then I decided to add some medium beads here. And I do recommend that once you attach a bead, you go through in the opposite direction through the bead again, and that will secure the bead so it stands up a little bit better. And then using just one strand of thread, I did attach seed beads on the little dots on his arms and legs as well. But you need a super thin needle for that and only one strand of thread. You can stitch the other lines however you want. And then I did a lazy daisy for the little bow here. And I used 3 strands for this. 2 lazy daisies, and then just a straight stitch for the bottom of the bow. And then I took a pair of scissors and cut the whole way around the design, just kind of going along the outline and leaving about a 1/4 inch the whole way around. Then I laid that on top of my other piece of felt and traced the outline of that and cut a second shape. And then I just trim off any parts where the 2 designs don't line up exactly. Then you just rinse the top piece in water, let it soak a little bit, and all of that paper will dissolve in the water, and then let it dry. To attach your 2 pieces of felt, we're going to send our needle through just the back of the fabric with a knot in the end. Then bring your needle around to the front, about a 1/4 inch down. You're going to poke it through both pieces of felt, and it'll make a little loop. You're going to send your needle under the loop and pull it taut, not too tight. Going forward about 1/8 inch, we're going to go back down through both pieces of felt again from the front. It leaves a loop, and then we're going to go through the loop again, pull it taut. And we're going to do this the whole way around, so you're working about a 1/4 inch down, just above the white line. And when you do this stitch, which is called the blanket stitch, by going under the loop each time, it will create this line around the top between the 2 pieces of felt, and it creates just a nice little edging the whole way around with the front and the back pieces. And every once in a while, you just want to match up your pieces and make sure they're staying nicely together. Just make sure they're aligned and then pinch them closely while you stitch. When you get to the place where your thread is running short, you're going to go in between your pieces of fabric and go under one of the stitches that we did previously. Go under it again to make a loop, go through the loop and create a little knot, and then snip it off. And then we'll start again just like the beginning. Go in between the pieces of felt, through the back with a knot in the end, tuck that down so it's in between the pieces of felt, then come through the front. You've got that loop, go under the loop, and then continue stitching. Go to your next stitch, create the loop, go through the loop, and the whole way around. I love the look of this stitch, and I used a similar color and 3 strands so it would kind of blend in. But if you want it to stand out, you can use a contrasting color. You can even do this with 6 strands if you would prefer. And then when we get up to the top, we want to leave a hole here. And if you want, you can stuff your gingerbread man. So you can use the polyfill, or this is my Ort jar, odd random threads. It's all my scraps. And I like to use this for stuffing sometimes, so I just pull out a bunch, stuff it down in, and you can take a pencil or a pen and shove it down in there so that you can get all the stuffing down in the legs and the arms. And you really want to pack it pretty full. Make sure all the strands are inside, and then take a ribbon or a piece of twine like this that's knotted at the bottom. You're going to stick that in the top. And I'm pushing my needle on the next stitch. I'm going to push it through the front, then through the knot, and then through the back. and continue stitching just like I have been the whole way around. And that will secure that knot so that you have the little hanger. And then when you get down to your last stitch, you're going to take your needle, run it under your very first stitch, make a loop, go through the loop, and pull it tight to create a tiny little knot. Then slide your needle down between the pieces of felt and pull it out through the belly here. You're going to pull that string kind of tight and snip it off. Then insert your needle again down between and wiggle it around, and that little tail will disappear inside. And there's our finished felt ornament. Which one do you like better? The one that's in a hoop or the one that's just a felt ornament by itself? I think this looks so cute, and you could add letter beads to personalize it.